It's the weekend and FUT Champions is back. The first FUT Champs weekend has now started, and you may have started your games, or maybe you didn't quite make it, but you're getting ready for next weekend. Today, we are going to go over and give you some FUT Champions tips that you can apply into your game to help you, A, get better results, but B, also enjoy because you're winning more. That might be something that you're interested in. And this obviously is a video that we make every single year because we get people in the Twitch channel on a regular basis saying, what quick FUT Champs tips can you give me? We can refer them to this video and you guys can apply it into your game. So what do I recommend doing? I recommend grabbing a notepad and a pen, or maybe your phone, whatever it is that you like, and start taking some notes of what we're going to talk to. In the background, we do have some gameplay of FUT Champs taken from this weekend. And if you want to see live gameplay, come on over to the Twitch channel. We do stream every single day, and we do also have the ebook, which is available as a subscriber perk via an Amazon Prime or a tier 1. I'll put a link in the description for that if you guys are interested, and you can see the Twitter post with a little bit more information. Right then, point number 1. When is the best time to play? I get asked this question more times than you can imagine. When is the best time to play? When should I play Champs? When should I play? When do I get the easiest matchmaking? Honestly, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. The later you leave your games, you may find it's a bit easier because matchmaking seems to get a bit broadened a little bit easier. However, play when suits you best. It's down to you and your time, your schedule, and what sort of things that you can do. All right, so don't worry about it too much. Just play when you can. One thing that I would say, if you can avoid it, stay away from playing at 6 p.m. When you play at 6 p.m, the servers are pretty heavy. Everyone's on. The gameplay is slow from my experience. If you can avoid it, I appreciate not everyone has the luxury to do that. We released a video yesterday talking about full custom tactics and game plans, and this is point number 2. You need to make sure you have all of your custom tactics nailed to what you want. What I mean by this, you want to have a tactic and a formation to see out the game. You're ultra defensive. You need a tactic that you're going to start the game with. Maybe you need one that's a little bit more attacking on your attacking side. And then you need a constant pressure, 3 at the back, aggressive. I need to go ahead and get goals. You're going to need to make sure that you've got them down and nailed. Well, why is this? Well, you don't want to pause it. You only get 3 pauses. You want to use those pauses for subs. And if you pause it and you want to put constant pressure on, say if the opponent's holding the ball, you won't have the time to do it because they can hold the ball unless you give away a foul or the ball goes out of play. You may never even get a chance to pause it and put that constant pressure on. So make sure you refer back to yesterday's video. As I said, a link will be in the description and above if you want, and you can go and have a watch of that, and that will help you as well. Point number 3. Look at the opponent's team. If you are someone that doesn't get affected by the opponent's team, in a sense of seeing a God squad, a really, really good team on that screen, you can look at the opponent's team to see if there's anything that you can exploit. Has he got Jesus Navas at fullback? Okay, well, let's try and maybe look to get the crosses into the back stick and get on top of him. You know, he's a small player. You'll be able to abuse those headers if you have a player that's capable of doing that. Has he got a particularly slow centre-back? Does his keeper have saves with feet trait? That means that we're probably not going to look for the low driven shots because he will save it. These sort of things can really help you get a little bit of intel about the opponent's team and anything particular that you may want to try and exploit. So have a look at it. If you're on next gen, the team loads up really quick, so you're going to have to be very bob on this. But yeah, do make sure that you're paying attention to that opponent's team and see if there's something that you can kind of go through. Looking at point number 4, use meta styles. Now, you guys are watching this channel because you want to get better at FIFA. You can get better at FIFA by playing your own way and not worrying about the meta. Of course you can, but you will be hindered to an extent. If you want the best results and you're happy doing everything that is meta, make sure you're using them. What do I talk about? I talk about finesse shots on the edge of the box, green time finessing, green time finishing if you've got that in your locker. Low driven shots using those L1 and R1, LB and RB on Xbox. Those low driven shots. Again, we've done a tutorial on both of these things that we're speaking about. Make sure you use the driven pass, the R1X on PlayStation, RBA on Xbox, to drill it straight into your striker's feet. It's really strong right now. They take a good touch and you can really speed up the tempo of your attack. So make sure you're using the meta. That gives you the best chance to get the most amount of results in Weekend League. Again, if you're not too worried about that and you just want to have fun, you don't have to use these things, but it certainly will help you if you do. Moving on to our next point. I've lost how many points we're on now. Stop sprinting. It's a generic one that will help you massively. So many people sprint in the middle of the pitch when they've got the ball in defense with the centre backs, and they just give the ball away. They turn the ball over too often. That sprint button should only be used when you've got clear room to run into with your player. If not, Don't use it. Stay off it. If you watch top level gameplay, which, yeah, you'll be seeing on screen here, top level, you'll be seeing that we're not sprinting very often. We're taking our time. We're picking our passes out. We're making sure that we're doing very well with the ball at our feet. Moving on to our next one that people always take out of context. Play backwards if you need to. There's no harm in recycling the ball and going back to your centre defensive mid, going back to your fullback, your centre back, whatever it may be. There's a difference between holding the ball and having no intent to score. And there's a difference between trying to work a great angle and ensuring that you're giving yourself the best chance to score with that particular attack. If you need to go back and recycle because you don't want to get caught on the counter and you don't like that attack that you've just built up and it's covered all of your angles, go back, recycle, and go again. Honestly, it will help you so much. As a general rule, I say play backwards more than you go forwards. Take that as you want. Over the top through balls to beat the press. If you're on constant if the opponent's on constant pressure, you need to be thinking about using those over the top through balls. Take a touch, get it out towards the wing, go for that over the top through ball and play for territory on the pitch. If you try and pass out of the constant pressure, you will be in big trouble. Go over top if you're holding on to a lead. That will help you massively. Next one, game management. Think about things logically. If it's the 42nd minute and you're winning 2-1, do you really need to go and try and get an attack in on the 43rd minute? No. Take your time, see the game out to the 44th minute, and then go and have your attack and make sure that you have the last attack of the half. If the opponent is losing 3-2 and it's the 80th minute, you need to say to yourself, right, he's going to probably go on constant pressure. I'm going to need to exploit the wings. Maybe I'll get some subs on and get some pace on and look for that over the top through ball. Game management is absolutely crucial. Make sure you are thinking about what is actively going on the pitch, and you will give yourself the best possible chance to go ahead and get that win. Honestly, it will help you so much. Team shape. Team shape is very crucial in defense. What do I mean by this? Ensure that you're not pulling your centre-backs out of position unnecessarily. Your full-backs don't go flying up the pitch, which can be a very common one for people to do. Ensure your defensive shape, your midfielders, are pretty rigid and make it difficult for the opponent. You want to try and make sure if the opponent scores, it's because they just worked a really good chance, not because you pulled your centre-back out to Narnia and sent him on a run. Be very particular about your team shape. Try and keep men behind the ball, frustrate the opponent, and make it difficult for them to score. It will help you again. Keep clean sheets, keep the amount of goals that you concede to an absolute minimum. And then last but not least, ensure that you've got some super subs. Super subs can help you so many times when it comes to getting a goal, just having some fresh legs on the pitch, seeing out that game. They can really help. And then a kind of bonus one as well is penalty shootouts. I always recommend to have a set routine on penalties. Write it down on some sticky notes if you want. All you need to do is say, right, I'm going to go left, middle, right, left, whatever it may be. That way you ensure you know where you're going. You're not going to overthink the penalties. You're just going to go there and make sure you shoot them in that area. All right. So that is it for the, generic FUT Champs tips that can really help you. I suppose as well, one that I haven't mentioned, but I think it goes without saying, do not play after a loss. Do not get tilted. Do not get frustrated. You lose a game and you feel yourself annoyed, walk away from the game and come back to it at a later time. It's not too deep. It's a video game. At the end of the day, you're there to have fun. If you're getting frustrated and getting annoyed, please take a break, come back to it later on, and make sure you ensure that you get those results fired up. All right, I hope that all makes sense. I've gone through that quite quickly, but there's a lot of tips in there, a lot of things that you can take on board. Write them down, keep them on the fresh of your mind, and it will help you out massively. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video, and yeah, cheers for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.